Hello, everyone. Hope you had a happy new year and enjoyed your holidays with your families. I wanted to kick off the new year with a new type of video series where I go into a lot more depth with a much bigger project. And that's what you see in this diagram here. What I'm planning on doing is a sort of video or course type of thing on how to build an asynchronous API. And this is sort of like a real world example of how you would use an asynchronous API. And what I mean by asynchronous API is it's not the typical type of RESTful API where you may submit a request from a client to a server and immediately receive the response back. This would be used for something where you may have long-running processes that take a while to complete, or some type of data needs to be generated in the background, and the client needs to check in every now and again to the server to see the status of the work that's being done in the background. It's sort of like an alternative pattern to a webhook, where a webhook may notify your server. So yeah, that's the type of approach that I'm taking with this project here. It's going to be a much larger, more complex type of system where there's going to be various components that are interacting. But at a high level, we're going to have a RESTful server written in Go. All of this is going to be written in Go. But at a high level, we're going to have a RESTful server that's going to have these three endpoints that handle our authorization, sign in, sign up, and token refresh. We're going to be using JSON Web Tokens with both access and refresh tokens. And we're going to have two main endpoints, one for creating a report and the other for checking the status of that report. And what we're going to have also is a reports SQSQ that takes in a particular report ID. And we're going to have a worker that is responsible for doing the background processing on this particular report. We're going to be querying another API to receive some data. We're going to be generating a CSV from that data, and we're going to load it into an S3 bucket. From there, we're going to be updating the report status along the way in our database, and this is going to be how our client is able to check the status of their particular reports. So I wanted to do something like this because I haven't seen something that goes into as much depth as this in YouTube, or it's a little bit harder to come across. Typically, you'll find RESTful API type of projects in Go that are more like to-do list oriented, or just sort of focus on one particular part. But I wanted to build a larger project that kind of goes into depth into a bunch of different areas. And this could be a good type of system design practice question, maybe that you sort of work on. So that's my motivation for this, is just something a little bit more in depth. Yeah, this is a high level overview of what we're going to be working on. This will probably take place over multiple videos, but I'm hoping to dive into testing, how JSON Web Tokens are going to be working, SQS. We'll probably jump into some Terraform, use Localstack, a lot of concepts that I've gone over in other videos, but I'll be combining all of these concepts together so that we can apply it to a bigger project. So cool. I'll see you guys in the next one.